AS Media Studies Question 4. Who would be the audience for your media product? Films that are similar to my media products such as Seven and A Nightmare on Elm Street gained an 18 rating from the BBFC. However, I think that this rating might be too high for a psychological thriller/horror film like my own. Therefore, I looked on the British Board of Film Classification's website to see the criteria for the different classifications to see whether this would affect the audience of our media product. As films like the Blair Witch Project that focus on psychological rather than the gory aspects of the horror genre gained a lower rating of 15, this might be a more suitable rating for my film. According to the statements on the BBFC's website, my film could even gain a 12A rating, as long as horror sequences are not too frequent or sustained, and that the overall tone is not too disturbing. According to Young and Rubicam's classifications, the target audience for my film Sub Rosa would fit into the demographic of explorers, who are seekers of adventure, individualism, and discovery. This is because people who enjoy horror and thriller films are often hoping to experience an adrenaline rush or to have new, unique responses to the themes presented in these genres. According to the uses and gratifications theory, audience will actively seek out media products for personal or social gratification. So my film's target audience would be attracted to my film by the promise of experiencing adrenaline and suspense from the mysteries and unusual events presented in the film's plot. This may be in order to satisfy a need for excitement and danger in an otherwise ordinary life that the individual may have. I believe that the main audience for my media product would belong to the Mosaic UK classification of J41, disconnected youth, or K47, streetwise singles, because both of these classifications consist of young adults struggling to find employment after moving out from the family home. This demographic would be the most reliant on using media products for escapism and would often choose to watch a film belonging to the horror or thriller genre, as this creates a sense of excitement and risk that young adults can't easily and safely experience in real life. However, as shown by my earlier analysis of BFI data on genre and classification, the target audience for horror films is much broader than one might expect. Therefore, the main demographic of my audience for the film Sub Rosa could also include the Mosaic UK classifications F25, Dependable Me, and G27, Thriving Independence. The classification F25 consists of mature owners working in intermediate occupations. This older demographic might be more interested in horror and thriller films to satisfy a need for intellectual stimulation, with the complex plot lines often involved in mysterious thriller films. This older audience would also have a greater understanding of psychological elements and complex plot developments than young adults, so may be able to greater appreciate any referential codes, according to Barth's narrative code theory, within the media text. Both of these classifications would also be less reliant on these genres for escapism, but would have greater expendable income than the classifications of J41 and K47, meaning that they would be more likely to spend money on seeing thriller and horror films in the cinema. According to the social classification system, I believe that the main demographic for my film Sub Rosa would be in the groups C1, C2 and D. This is an area classed as lower middle class and upper working class. This range seems like a logical target audience for my film, as they would have enough expendable income to watch movies in the cinema, but would have a certain need for escapism or excitement in a life of regular employment for income, which they may seek from genres such as horror and thriller.